A warm welcome, children. A very important note. From now on, I'll be sending you a video of a particular chapter, which we are going to start in our class next day. All you have to do is watch the video carefully. If you have any doubts, we will be discussing in our class. But you have to watch the entire video and read the chapter once by yourself. Then rest of the activities and other things will be done and discussed in the class. It is going to be fun. So let's watch the video. Today we are going to start the 5th chapter from our science book, that is separation of substance. What is the meaning of separation? Separation means removal of substances from a mixture of two or more substances. You must have seen sometimes we are separating stones from rice, separating tea from tea leaves, and separating chaff from the grains. Now let us understand why do we separate substances. To obtain two different but useful components. Number 2, to remove non-useful components. Number 3, to remove impurities or harmful components. And number 4, to group substances of different sizes. These are the reasons why we separate substances. There are many methods which we use to separate things. To separate grains, we use many methods such as threshing and winnowing. Threshing is used for separating grains from stalks. Machines can also be used for this process. In case of winnowing, it is used to separate heavier and lighter components of a mixture. Next is handpicking and sieving. Handpicking is used for separating large-sized impurities like stone and husk from rice and wheat or pulses, whereas sieving used when components of a mixture have different sizes. There are also some other methods of separation, like the sedimentation, separation of two components in such a way that heavier substance will settle down is known as separation. In this case, the lighter liquid will float on the surface and the heavier substance will sink at the bottom. Next is decantation, the process of pouring out the clear upper liquid without disturbing the sediments are known as decantation. And in this method, we can have pure water. We can be able to remove the heavier substances that are present in the water and we can have the clear water instead. Next is filtration, separation of solids from liquids either by using a filter paper or a strainer is known as filtration process. For example, separating tea from tea leaves, we use a strainer, or separating mud from water, we use a filter paper. Next process is evaporation. Evaporation is used when we want to get a substance that has been dissolved. For example, getting salt out of salty water. The salty water is put into evaporating basin. It is left in a warm place and the water evaporates, leaving behind the salt crystals. This process is known as evaporation process. The next process is the condensation process. Condensation is the process by which a substance changes from gas phase to the liquid phase. Water vapor condenses into liquid water after making contact with the surface of a cold bottle. We all know about this example. Children, watch the video carefully. We are going to discuss about all these topics in our next class. Thank you, children.